Why not earn some free rewards while you're at it? All you need to do is download Buff, let it run in the background as you play, and just like that you'll start earning.
There's a completely unknown Fortnite player who has been outplacing and destroying the best professional players in the world. This season he's won FNCS Divisional Cup, won his group in the FNCS semi-finals, made the entire country of France hate him, won 2 of the 6 solo cash cups, and almost won FNCS Grand Finals. Now, similar to some of the world's best players, he's even received some cheating accusations. This player's name is Demis. Now, Demis is a player who's been competing since 2020. However, he only got his first earnings back in January of 2023 with the introduction of the Solar Victory Cups. Now, in that format, all he had to do was qualify to the finals and then win a game and you'd win $100. Turns out that Demis is quite the solo player and he was able to win 12 Solo Victory Cup games and $1,200 before ever earning any team mode. Now, I'd heard about how good Demis was, not because I'm a noticer, but because my friend Coach Harry is. Jump forward a few months after this conversation and all of a sudden Demis is at the top of every single leaderboard, and he seems to be a massive part of why so many French fans are sending death threats and hate mail towards any Polish player. You see, this year's FNCS Global Championship is held in Lyon in France. See, for most of this season, Kami, Sei, and Hari, who are Polish players, have been fighting off spawn at Lost Lake against Akira, Exuis, and Podesai, French players. Now, in order to make it to the FNCS Grand Finals, the biggest tournament of the season, you need to come in the top 10 in your group. However, these two teams were in different groups, which meant that they were both going to land at the same drop spot completely uncontested. Now, this means it's significantly easier for you to get into the top 10 of the leaderboards, meaning that it's going to be much easier for you to make it to Grand Finals. And if both of them are in different groups, this means it'll be much easier for both of them to qualify and get a top 10. The result of this is they'll both be contesting each other and fighting off spawn in Grand Finals, and more than likely won't do well in the one tournament where it really matters, because they'll either die half of their games or have other teams rotate in and kill them. And that's where Demis comes in. See, this season he's playing with Pix and Darm, and they usually land at Pumped Power. Coincidentally, they were also in the same group as French team Akira, Exuis, and Podesai. Now, Pumped Power was going to be contested by another team, so rather than fighting them there, Demis's team decided to land at Lost Lake contesting Akira, Exuis, and Podesai. Now, many of the French fans were upset about this because they're clearly thinking that Kami, Sei, and Hari, another Polish team, have got their Polish friends to change drop spot to land on Akira, Exuis, and Podesai to ensure they don't qualify to the Grand Finals, to make things easier for Kami, Sei, and Hari. Whether or not this is true, we will never know, but what we do know is they absolutely bossed this lobby. Now, if you know anything about Polish players in Fortnite, they don't really have the best reputation for being the fraggiest of players. If anything, their reputation is usually being incredibly smart, being able to understand position, creating great strategies, rotating incredibly well, and are generally regarded as some of the smartest and most consistent Fortnite players of all time. But their fighting skill is nearly always their weakest link. For Demis, Pix, and Darm, this is not an issue. Their worst game in this tournament was a top 8, and they even managed to win the final game with 17 elims.
That's fucking crazy.
Elims in this tournament, Demis had 22 of these, having some insane major clutch ups. For example, in game number 2, where Pix ended up going down early, he was able to clutch up a top 2 with 7 elims. They won their group and qualified through to their first FNCS Grand Finals, whereas the contesting team of Akira, Podesai, and Exuis, who they had been bossing off spawn, ended up in 28th, not qualifying. Funnily enough, they did manage to then qualify through the last chance major by winning a game and contested Kami, Sei, and Hari, and as predicted, with both teams contesting each other, they both did badly. But Demis' trio with Pix and Darm did incredibly well. So what is it that makes him so good? If you watch any of Demis' gameplay, you'll immediately notice how incredibly good his movement is. Take this kill against an absolute NPC. Sorry, NPC, if you're watching this. Notice how after hitting a shot onto the other player, he swings around the right hand side and grabs a wall in front of him. He does not, however, just keep running straight into the other player's box. Instead, he edits a bottom right 4-tile edit and swings to the left a little bit to ensure he's hidden behind it. If you watch this from the other player's perspective, he is 100% hidden behind this edit, which allows him to hit a big shot. He then resets the edit and immediately starts sprinting around to the other side of the player. Since you can edit while sprinting, he edits that wall and slides into the box, making it incredibly hard for him to get hit, allowing him to easily finish off the other player who was just completely lost. When I was 1v1ing Veno for my previous video, he said that if he's in a box with another player, When he shoots his shotgun, rather than switching to his assault rifle, he'll sprint and slide to try and avoid being hit after that, and then go for another pump shot. It seems like more and more the best players are implementing sprint slides into their gameplay when you're in a 1 tile radius, and this completely makes sense. Because Fortnite has not the best servers and there's usually quite a lot of desync, the player who moves the fastest will usually have a good peeker's advantage. I will do a whole video on this eventually. So by sprint sliding, the opponent becomes visible to you way faster than you become visible to the opponent. So even where in this scenario he's sliding into a left-hand peek, he actually has the peeker's advantage because he's moving so fast. Plus, he's so low to the ground, it's just really difficult to hit him. Now, if you go back and watch that clutch where he ended up second with...
Jeez, that dude's crazy. Do I have a team? Full... I do not. Whatever. 402 is crazy.